Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, September 18th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable over the past week at seroundtable.com. First up, Google posted this morning on the Google Webmaster blog basically saying that if you have repetitive and you're constantly repeating violations against the Google Webmaster guidelines, that Google will either take further action or make it much harder for you to actually successfully go through a reconsideration request. Google said this morning. I assume this was the case always, but Google has actually gone on record about it. I'm not exactly sure what they mean by further action. I suspect it means, a longer wait period time between manual actions, between being, getting a reconsideration request and that penalty going away. I assume it might even mean things like de-indexing your website. It's hard to say. John from Google, not John Mueller, but the other John, who covers the German space, basically said that this is very rare, that to see repeated violations. But again, this is specifically around manual actions. This has nothing to do with algorithmic actions like Penguin or Panda. It's not to do with that. It's about link penalties or manual actions that Google applies to your site after reviewing your website. So I'm trying to get further clarity from Google on that, but we'll see what happens over time. Yandex, the largest search engine in Russia, went ahead and announced, and just so you know, I'm using the new Apple TV that I got as a developer, so hopefully everything works okay. And I'm also on iOS 9 on the new iPad, so hopefully things will be good. Anyway, so I reported last week on Search Engine Land that basically Yandex went ahead and penalized link sellers. They came out with it and they went ahead and penalized hundreds and hundreds of link sellers according to what I've read, and Yandex actually emailed me. This is specifically part of their AGS penalty algorithm, which targets link sellers. They went ahead and basically penalized their TIC score, which is basically similar to Google's PageRank, but they have their own TIC score. And they also have another algorithm, which I cannot pronounce. It's right over here, Minundsnisk, which basically goes after link sellers. Link buyers. Link sellers is the AGS algorithm. Links buyers is the other one that I can't pronounce. And this is only targeting link sellers, and they went ahead and went after them. Bing announced that they're shutting down their Link Explorer tool within the Bing Webmaster Tools feature set. Bing Link Explorer basically replaced the Yahoo Site Explorer feature, which was an innovative tool from Yahoo when they were in search that let you do competitive link analysis on, obviously, competitors. And Bing came out with that after they took over Bing Search, they took over Yahoo Search. They went ahead and built this tool, Link Explorer, to appease and to win the hearts of the SEO community, saying, hey, we still find that SEOs are very important and this tool is very important to them, so hey, we're going to go ahead and build this tool for you. And now they're saying they're removing it. They're saying they're removing it for a couple of reasons. One is because the index has grown and the search team doesn't want to provide the necessary queries for the Webmaster Tools team to provide this. Two is that a lot of users confused Link Explorer versus the inbound link tool, and they didn't get the full data set. Honestly, I think this signifies some type of change in Bing's support towards webmasters, which is a little concerning. Obviously, it's just one move, but I think this might be multiple moves going forward. We'll see. There hasn't been many upgrades to Bing Webmaster Tools in a long time. Speaking of Webmaster Tools, in the Google Search Console, Google has finally removed the ability to access the old search queries report. That was been replaced by Search Analytics and is now finally officially offline. You can't even get a direct link to it according to Google, so that's gone as of September 16th. Google took pretty serious action this week against robocallers, specifically pretending or confusing users into believing they are calling from Google. This often happens when it comes to Google Places, Google My Business listings, where you have your business listing in Google Maps. You might get a call from somebody saying, hey, you have to verify your listing. It might not be Google. And Google's actually taking legal action against I think a Los Angeles or California-based SEO company, specifically called out a search engine optimization company, for making these phone calls. Mike Blumenfeld, which I have a link to at the bottom of this post, has the detailed lawsuit information and so forth on that information. Moving on. There was a weird bug in some Google image search results, not in the US, but in Germany, I think in India and stuff and so forth, where they have a different UI for the image search. The UI kind of looks like it has a frame set which loads the website. In the Google US results, it doesn't load like this. Basically, there's an issue with HTTP and HTTPS content where Google wasn't showing the frame set when it didn't match HTTPS. And a lot of sites saw this with their image search traffic. Dropped significantly. Google fixed the issue, they didn't even comment back to me. I emailed them at least twice about it. They said they'll look into it, they never got back to me, but they did fix the issue. And now your image search traffic in those regions should be back to normal. Google said that you should keep your 301 redirects in place for at least a year because it takes that long for Google to fully realize that your site has moved. So he said you should leave it for longer if possible, but keep it live for at least a year so Google could properly index it and figure out what's going on with the permanent level of that 301 redirect. Google also said this morning, they actually said this, that they only have a desktop index. There is no mobile index. We discussed this before. Google said they're actually looking to work on creating just a mobile index, but Gary from Google basically said that there's still only a desktop index. There is no mobile index out there yet. I'm not sure if there will be ever a mobile index out there. But again, Google Index is just a desktop citing page. There are some mobile specific factors they take into account, but there's one index currently for your website and Google. Google also said that there is no issue with having articles on your website, on your e-commerce website, that links to your products, assuming you're doing that with the intent to help users. You should definitely take a look at this Hangout. John Mueller answered it at the 17-minute mark, basically saying it's generally okay to go ahead and have articles on your e-commerce site that link to specific products. If you have an article about a camera, the Canon camera, whatever it is, and you link to it in your e-commerce store, there's nothing wrong with that, assuming you do that with proper intent. John Mueller also said that Google has the ability to submit forms. Specifically, like if you have a form that has to be filled out to access other information, to get into the deeper web, Google Spider, the Googlebot, has the ability to actually do that. And they only do that in rare cases, specifically when Googlebot thinks there's content behind there that it can't access otherwise. It's very rare, they said, and this is not new. This is something that Google's been doing for a while, but John Mueller explained it a little bit better, saying they only do it in specific cases where they think they're missing content that they can't get to otherwise. Thumbtack, a Google venture-backed company which made the news a few months ago for getting penalized by Google over some link solicitation types of features, went ahead and they're kind of back at it. They sent out this email to publishers saying, based on your blog post, on your response, we're publishing a blog post featuring your company, and if you want to go ahead and share it, feel free to. You could actually post it on your blog, link to us, and so forth. I'm surprised they're doing this. There's nothing wrong with it per se. I don't think they should be penalized. I'm just surprised they did this shortly after being penalized by Google for something similar to this. Not exactly like this, but it's kind of trending too close, and they have a lot of attention right now. I'm just surprised they went this route. Google Pluses have been dropped again from Google search results. This is on branded search queries. So here's the example. You do a search for seasons. Before it had links to the Google Plus reviews, and now they're gone. It just has ratings. It's pretty interesting to see Google constantly remove Google Plus from the Google ecosystem. Google AdWords has rolled out for Canadian advertisers the call forwarding numbers, which they had in the US for some time. So that's a new feature for advertisers to take advantage of. Google Shopping now requires shopping merchants to include their GTIN numbers. That's the global trade item numbers, which makes it easier for Google to compare and contrast different products. So if you are using Google Shopping, you may have to make sure you have that number in your feed. Google Adsense has done a fresh update for their Adsense app. So you can definitely download the new Adsense iOS and Android app, and it has a lot of cool features. Here's some screenshots of what it looks like. So if you are an Adsense publisher, definitely check out that Adsense app. Google Maps has a cool feature, which lets you go ahead and on your birthday, it would actually change the pegman to actually have a birthday hat and balloons. So on your birthday, check out Google Maps, drop onto Street Views, and you'll see that pegman that actually says happy birthday to you, which is nice. And finally, on a very, very, very sad note, this week, I believe Monday, Dana Lucadou, who was a very, very popular and loved personality and SEO star in the industry, has passed away. Back in 2013, she was in a very, very serious motorcycle accident. She made a lot of progress over the years, and there was a Facebook group just devoted to following her, helping her emotionally and financially through that process. And she lost her battle, trying to recover from that accident. She had lots of ups and downs. The community felt that. And Dana, who's over here, who always had the biggest and brightest smile, who could light up a room with her smile and really was good, the best of the SEO space, passed away this week on Monday. There's a great post over at Search Engine Land by Matt McGee about that. And here's some tweets from Matt Cutts and different people in the industry. It's just amazing how many people are talking about it. If you go on Twitter and just search for her name, you'll see the industry is really, really pulling together. And we feel like we lost a real important and significant personality in the industry. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over the Search Engine Roundtable. Today again is Friday, September 18th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.